and give you a bit of a feeling of how it feels like to be in heaven. We have one in silver, we have one in full black, we have another one in silver, and then we have this one here, which looks also quite unique. One of my favorite ones, especially this one and this one here, all by SLR Club. This is automotive history. Hello guys, I am back today, welcoming you all from Mercedes-Benz in Brescia, Italy. And today is day one of the iconic and famous Mille Miglia, and we will be joining Mercedes-Benz Museum for the full Mille Miglia experience, where we have a lot of 300 SL Gullwings here lined up. Just looking at this beauty, this one right here. We have the iconic 417. The car, actually the original car attending the Mille Miglia back in 1960. So let me just show you pictures of how that looked back in the days. It was this original car. We will be driving that 300 SL right over here. There's a 299. As you can see, there's a number. And this is the inside of the car. Very famous. Quite unique and special. And we will be also driving the Ponton, which is right over here. 40 horsepower, will be quite of a joy ride, I guess. The inside, spacious. This will be a lot of fun. Joining Mercedes-Benz Museum. I will be taking you with us. Today is day one. We will be driving towards the start line and we will be starting the Mille Miglia experience here in Brescia. Let's go. We're about to start the iconic Mille Miglia race, where we will be joining Mercedes-Benz Museum for the full experience. But as you can already see, the SLR Club based in Germany has actually joined us for this trip, and they've brought quite a lot of SLRs. And I just want to show you what I am seeing right now here. It feels like heaven on earth. We have a lot of SLRs here, and we even have a lot of SLR Stirling Moss models here. We have one in silver, we have one in full black, we have another one in silver, and then we have this one here, which looks also quite unique with the 722 wheels. Have never seen that before. And I just want to walk you through and show you all the crazy specs that we have here and the iconic cars, and give you a bit of a feeling of how it feels like to be in heaven. So we will be actually driving the Mille Miglia with both classic cars and new cars, and we will be driving it with the Pure Speed, which is actually the successor, the first ever Mythos, Mercedes Mythos, a highly limited model, 250 pieces only, the successor of the iconic SLR Stirling Moss that we have standing right over here, finished in silver, glorious car. It's one of the most iconic Mercedes ever built. There's only 75, actually there's 74 left, since one was stolen and then was fully burnt down because they couldn't sell it. We have a lot of SLRs all around, a lot of crazy Mercedes, and I just want to give you a tour of all the SLRs that we have here and talk about all the varieties of SLR. So let's start all the way in the back. And here we have the SLR, the Coupe, the first ever SLR. This one here finished in the iconic launch spec, full silver with these iconic wheels here, SLR specific ones. It's quite an amazing car which they built in cooperation with McLaren, where, for example, the Mercedes-Benz Star here is actually an intake. Quite interesting, moving all around the bay, which is, when you just look at the side, a long car. And on the right hand side we have the SLR Roadster, which followed the Coupe after some time, which is also quite special. Here, direct look in the interior. Mille Miglia cab is ready, and the interior quite special here. I'm not sure if this is aftermarket, with the red leather and the black. Can you see that? Cool details, and even nice soft top here, which kind of looks like black, but when you look at the top it's reddish. From the rear, that's how the car actually looked like. The SLR and the Roadster. Then with some time we had special models coming up. So here we have the first ever edition of the SLR, which is the 722S. Actually this is the third one. We had the Coupe, the Roadster, then we have the 722, which is the Coupe, and 722S, which marks the Roadster, and that's the car right over here. The 722S had a few more horsepower, we had a few more trims and pieces, and new wheel design. The front, the headlamps were tinted, and yeah, quite a lot of carbon fiber details here on the front bumper. That's how you can differentiate 722 with a regular SLR. When you have a direct comparison here, you can see the headlamps and then the tinted ones on the 722. So here we have the third ever SLR. So we had the regular Coupe, we had the Roadster, then we had the 722, which is this car here right in front of us, with the iconic launch spec, this grey finish, carbon fiber trim. So the 722, where 722 stands for the starting number of Sir Stirling Moss, who was an iconic race driver who won the iconic Mille Miglia race back in the days with the 300 SLR. The starting number was 722, and that's why they called this model the 722, and the Roadster is called 722S. That's how the car looks from the back. It's tinted rear. You can see on the tail lights, these are tinted, these are the stock ones. And then we had the Roadster that I already showed you. Then there was another model which we don't have here, which is the SLR MSO. There's just a few of their car built. I'm not sure how many. MSO stands for McLaren Special Operations, and they built a special edition in-house based on the SLR. That car looked quite special. This here, however, is a base SLR which they've sent to MSO to give it another MSO touches. You can do that also by now. You can just get in touch with McLaren MSO department, send in your SLR and get a special trim. With this one here, it's quite special, I guess. This is emerald green exterior paint. We have the MSO specific wheels here, and we have a special interior. Let me show you. So with this one, we have the iconic SL specific heritage interior. Look at that. So when you just look at the seats, unfortunately those close. I wish I could show you more, but these with the MSO details on top, on the seats, quite special looking car. It's one of my favorite cars here in lineup. I really love the way this car looks, especially the MSO specific wheels, the front, the color and interior trim is quite special. And then we also have another MSO car here on the right hand side. As I mentioned, there is an MSO edition, and this one is here. It's just afterwards extra project sent in by customer requests. And this is also quite special spec with the Carrera Panamericana Mexico trim of the 300 SL that looked exactly like this here. Let me just show you a picture of how that looked. And in the inside you have the inspiration of that. Interior trim, also heritage again, with the 70th anniversary of their race back in the days. Yet again, MSO specific SLR wheels, and the car looks absolutely fantastic. It's one of my favorite ones, especially this one and this one here, all by SLR Club. As I mentioned, this is automotive history, the SLR, yet I don't think that we will ever have a cooperation with Mercedes-Benz and McLaren, or Mercedes-Benz with any other brand in near time. And yeah, look at this black one, Roadster with the SLR1 Belgium number plate, quite special. Also nice trim and look here, full silver. These are the stock wheels, also wheel options, but these you see quite rare. These are the most usual and most popular wheel options that you could choose for the SLR. And then we had the final edition of the SLR, which was the SLR Stirling Moss, in honor of the iconic race driver Sir Stirling Moss, which when they launched the car was still alive. Rest in peace at this point. They showed this iconic car in homage to his 300 SLR, to the win of the iconic race back in the days. Yeah, this is a Speedster, the first ever modern Mercedes-Benz Speedster. The SLR Stirling Moss is quite special. It's really nice to have 4 of them lined up right over here. We have a quite rare one, full black, outside and inside. I've never seen that car in my life. It's so special looking. When you drive the SLR, you always have to wear a helmet, and you can also drive it alone and just put a cover on the right hand side. We have an additional wing on the back that you can just move out. And yeah, the way this car actually looks is quite special. So Mercedes-Benz has decided to build another Speedster right after the SLR Stirling Moss, which I guess was launched back in 2009, if I'm not mistaken. This is the successor of the Stirling Moss, the SLR Stirling Moss Speedster. This is a new Speedster by Mercedes-Benz, Mercedes Mythos, based on the SL63, called the Pure Speed. And with the Pure Speed, Mercedes has decided to give us another generation of Mercedes-Benz Speedster with a halo here on top. Inside and outside, it looks a lot like the base SL, which I criticize, since just look at that, with the Mercedes-Benz SLR here on the right hand side and the SLR Stirling Moss, you couldn't even imagine that this was based on that, since they've changed the headlights, the tail lights, and even the interior was completely changed. So it's a brand new model. With the Pure Speed that we have here standing on left hand side, we have quite a lot of parts inside and outside that we know from the base SL, and that's something I don't really like. With the Pure Speed, however, we have the updated front here, which gives us AMG 1 vibes. We even have the AMG details here in the front bumper, which I also kind of like. And then we have a few more unique details, new wheels, new side, and also here the rear exhaust setting. So what do you guys think? All new pure speed here on the right hand side and the iconic SLRs lined up. I think we have 17 or 18 in total with the iconic 722 with also a few MSO versions. All in all, I think Mercedes-Benz has given us an amazing lineup here in cooperation with the SLR Club here. Really cool setup, really cool lineup. Can't wait to start the Mille Miglia race now.